If the Olympics were truly fair, if medals were only the result of hard work, then why do the world's greatest athletes so often stay silent? Why do some champions stand on the podium while already broken inside? And why do some people, despite delivering the most perfect performance of their lives, never get written into the pages of history? Today, we are not talking about medals. Today, we are not talking about records. Today, we are talking about the rules. The rules that do exist in the Olympic rulebook, but whose full truth is never told to the athletes. This video is not a list. This is a story of a system hiding behind the world's most fair game. Welcome to Olympics Untold. Since childhood, we've been taught that the Olympics mean fair play, equality, no politics, no bias, only hard work and talent. We watch athletes cry on TV, we hear national anthems, we see flags rise into the sky, and we believe that everything we're watching is clean, transparent, fair. But what happens outside the camera frame? What happens behind the judge's score sheet? What happens inside closed committee rooms? That story is very different, and in that story, there are rules that benefit the powerful, while everyone else is left with silence. Rule 1: Host country advantage. You'll never see this rule written in an Olympic rulebook. No official paragraph, no open admission, and yet, this rule quietly works in every Olympics. It's called host country advantage. When the Olympics are hosted by a country, it's not just the games that belong to them. The atmosphere does too. The crowd cheers every move. Every point gets applause. Athletes feel like the entire stadium is standing with them. And the judges, they're human too. They hear the noise. They feel the pressure. Statistics speak clearly. Most host countries win 30 to 40% more medals than they did in their previous Olympics. And no, this isn't just about better training. It's about home comfort, friendly scheduling, a familiar environment, and emotional crowd pressure. The biggest impact appears in judgment-based sports, gymnastics, diving, figure skating, where scores are written in seconds. But decisions can change an athlete's entire life. Athletes are never told this truth. Sometimes the match isn't against you, it's in favor of the system. Rule 2: Doping tests are equal for all. We believe doping tests are the same for everyone. One rule, one test, one punishment. But reality is far more complex. Some athletes are tested weeks before competition, others only after winning medals. Some countries have advanced medical teams that use substances with perfect timing, so they're gone by test day. And sometimes, even when a test comes back positive, the result isn't made public immediately. There are delays, paperwork peels. By the time the truth comes out, the medal ceremony is long over. That's why some records look so perfect that even science gets confused. The athlete says, "I am clean," and the world keeps applauding. Rule 3: Rules that change after greatness. This is the cruelest rule in Olympic history. When an athlete breaks every limit, the system responds by saying, "This move is no longer allowed." In gymnastics, many moves were performed once, gold medals were won, and then, those moves were permanently banned. The reason given? Too dangerous. But the question is simple. If it wasn't dangerous before, why did it become dangerous afterward? The truth is, when an athlete breaks the system's boundaries, the system changes the boundaries. The athlete makes history, turns impossible into possible, and the system replies, "That's enough." The gold medal remains, the name enters the record books, but greatness gets locked inside a cage of rules. Sometimes, the Olympics aren't about winning, they're about how much greatness the system can tolerate. Rule 4: When politics decides medals. The Olympic stage isn't just about sports. It's also about power, where not only muscles compete, but politics between nations. During the Cold War, many athletes lost not because of talent, but because they carried the wrong passport. Their performance was perfect. Their effort was lifelong, but when scores were written, judges' hands became heavy. Referees ignored small mistakes. The rules stayed the same. The game stayed the same. Only the decision changed. And the athlete, they couldn't argue. They couldn't explain. They bowed their head and walked out of the stadium. For them, the medal wasn't just medal. It was a fight for identity, for country, for existence. When politics enters the Olympics, scoreboards change, history is rewritten, and performance becomes secondary. Rule 5: Records that were never meant to exist. This is the most painful rule of all. Because here, athletes aren't erased after losing. They're erased after winning. Some Olympic performances were so extraordinary that they were never added to official record lists. Why? Because if those records were accepted, entire categories would collapse. Standards would break, comparisons would end. So the system gave them safe labels: exhibition, performance, non-standard event, unofficial. The name changed, so the truth wouldn't be too loud. The athlete gave everything, their limits, their fear, their future, and the system simply said, "This record is inconvenient for us." No extra medal, no place in the record books, and slowly, their name was erased from history. Sometimes the Olympics don't just create records. Sometimes they hide the truth. The Olympics are still beautiful, inspiring, emotional, but perfect? No. And as long as we only look at medals, only look at podiums, we'll never see the system's truth. That's why this channel exists, to tell the stories that get drowned in stadium noise. If you believe the world should see this side of the Olympics, like, subscribe, and comment below. Which rule disturbed you the most? Because the next video will be about the champions who were forgotten on purpose.